Please welcome Amanda Hutter and Greenfeet Ecosystems Services.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Hutter, founder and CEO of Greenfeet Ecosystem Services. We are breaking ground in ecosystem service markets. Within the simple and complex systems of nature are processes called ecosystem services that Mother Earth does for herself and for us. We know these services have been disappearing. Funding programs for farmers and consultation processes with Anishinaabe communities struggle to address how to account for working with these services. For farmers or Anishinaabe, the capacity to make land management decisions based on these services is overwhelming. For all, access to the tools that can address the true costs and true benefits of protecting or restoring ecosystems seems a myth. A part of this myth is that the cost of doing the right thing for nature by investing in protection or restoration outweighs the benefits. Greenfeet knows this myth is definitely not true. Improving communications about ecosystem services can help land to be managed in beneficial ways to save costs, build capacity among land stewards, and aid in reporting that will help to secure funds for stewardship activities. To solve these problems, Greenfeet has been developing a safe and comprehensive way to combine drone technology with consultation services to provide communication tools for land stewardship. This gives stronger accountability for benefits that land stewards enjoy from their ecosystems, and more value for funders who are trying to support stewardship initiatives, especially with their tighter budgets. In agriculture across Ontario, if existing funding programs are applied to 1% of farmland using grant applications that apply this solution, $8 million of grant funding is available for farmland projects that would deliver over $50 million in ecosystem services to farmers. A second market that we have identified is land-based consultations with our Anishinaabe friends. In consultation processes that are triggered 100,000 times a year in some provinces, 41% of funding needs are unmet. We stand our work respectfully beside our friends by providing capacity building that can help to fill this gap. We have developed the Greenfeet Environmental Communications Platform to help land stewards communicate better. On this platform are the tools and techniques we use to carefully weave together the expertise of land stewards, geotechnicians, and technologists. We use a unique process for clients to build their capacity for telling their own story of their relationships with ecosystem services. Through this process, we can create customized communications materials made by, with, and for our clients that they can use to make better decisions about land management or provide valuable insights back to their stakeholders. Participation in our platform is paid for by an 8% commission base rate applied to total project costs on applications made to existing funding programs. In this way, we provide opportunities to put dollars behind the value of land stewards while offering safe ways to provide funders with the data they need to increase the value of their project investments. Our competition is in drone-based software and service companies whose services are driven by the needs of industry. So what makes Greenfeet different? Greenfeet focuses on ecosystem services. With 7 years of experience as a triple bottom line company, our work is driven by people's needs, and our platform marks the ground-up innovation that is the signature of our work. We are the last company that would put a dollar value on nature. We will, however, be the first company in Canada that specifically builds tools for recognizing the true value of ecosystems. Our team is made up of myself, university researchers from Dalhousie and Guelph, our systemic change strategist, and our UAV pilot and Anishinaabe collaborations expert. Our growing pipeline is a Canadian-based network of tool providers, service contractors, research institutions, NGOs, and Indigenous organizations, each of whom benefit from the use of our platform as we benefit from their work. This is a collaborative network that keeps our competition small, builds on our platform tools and client base, and helps to grow ecosystem service markets from the ground up right here in Canada. Think of this work as being a seed, which has been nurtured to grow and establish itself as a vital component of our Canadian economy. With your support, we can take our next step towards software development and market expansion research in order to help us to help our economy to thrive once again, this time from the ground up. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Amanda and Greenfeet. Nice to see you. It's time for some questions for the judges. Take it away.
Joe here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Just scaling a business like this, Amanda, great presentation. Can you talk to us about overcoming some of the scale up barriers and challenges there?
Right. So we're actually just in our growth phase right now. So we've actually just been incorporated since April of this year. We're actually planning to grow through a revenue model that builds on, sorry for the pun, branching. So we have 3 different branches that we're establishing in 3 different First Nations communities. And through these different branches, what we're hoping to do is establish this work in Canada first, and then just like a seed travels, we're hoping to travel to international markets by sharing what we've learned through the next 3 years.
Any other questions from the judges?
Amanda, it's Fred. Thank you for the presentation. You've got a real passion for the topic. I have to admit, I got a little bit lost about who the typical customer is for this. Can you tell me a little bit more about who that customer is and how you add value to it?
Absolutely. So our customers are First Nations, Anishinaabe people, and farmers themselves. So through using our work, they can actually benefit a large number of other stakeholders, including their project funders, project proponents, as well as through delivering ecosystem services on the ground. As a result of our communications, everybody in their surrounding ecosystem eventually benefits.
And so can I just follow up on that too? So the presentation talks about true costs, true benefit, true value. So if I was one of your customers, what's an example of the benefit I would get?
Right. Well, just like satellites are used for scientists on the ground to study the Earth, we're actually using drones to help land stewards to get a bird's eye view of their own properties. So that gives them better insights in doing land management.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions from the judges here? You have about 2 minutes left.
Oh, good. So I can ask a question if that's okay. Just what are you measuring? So I've got some familiarity with drones, and what are you measuring when you're up there, and what specifically? Where's that value coming from when you gather those images?
Right, that's a good question. We are actually measuring what matters. For our clients in Anishinaabe communities or in farmers, ecosystem services matter. Ecosystem services are important. We are measuring that, and we are using our communications materials to help not only our clients, but all of their stakeholders, whether they're funders, they're the kid that lives down the road who's going to be breathing fresh air in the future. We're helping them to understand that a little bit better.
Amanda, could you give us, just building on Joe's question, could you give us a sample metric? Like what's something that you measure that some of your clients would just go, wow, that's great to know?
On the farmscape, if you're looking at just runoff protection, you can actually use images of trees to calculate the amount of total runoff protection that a riparian buffer is going to offer. And then when you communicate that back to your funders, you can say with absolute certainty, yes, this is what we're investing in.
Amanda, just a quick question from me. Part of your revenue model is taking a percentage of grants or that are awarded. How sustainable is that? What about if the federal funding or the provincial funding disappears?
There's 3 things in life that are certain. That is taxes, death, and provincial and federal granting programs. They're not going to be going anywhere. However, what they are going to be doing is they're going to be looking a little bit more strategically at injecting their dollars back into the economy. So they're going to be looking a little bit closer on the metrics and the evaluations that they're going to be receiving back for their funding programs.
All right, we're going to pause it there. Thank you so much, Amanda, and thank you to all the judges.